And welcome to Hannity, and this is a Fox News alert. The federal government may have surrendered in the battle against Nevada rancher Cliven Bundy, but according to Senator Harry Reid, this in fact is not the end.
Well, it's not over. We can't have in America people that violate the law and just walk away from it. So it's not over.
Now, in a moment, Cliven will be back with the very latest on where things stand. But first, according to online reports, a former Nevada sheriff claims that his sources inside the federal government say that the Bureau of Land Management may be quietly planning to raid the Bundy ranch. Now, we reached out to the former sheriff, Richard Mack, for confirmation. He told our team of producers today, quote, "We have intel, sources, government, and law enforcement insiders that have told us the federal government was considering pulling back, having us think that everything was fine, and then when we got comfortable and dropped our defenses, then they would come in and raid the ranch." We don't know if it was a specific plan, but after hearing Harry Reid's comments, we think they're going to come in for a surprise midnight raid. So given that warning, could there be another standoff brewing tonight? Back with us is the rancher himself, Cliven Bundy. We're also joined by his daughter, Stetsy, and his son, Amon, is back with us. Guys, welcome back to the program. There's been a lot of reports about this. What do you make of the sheriff's comments, Cliven?
Really don't know nothing about that. You know, I can say one thing: we had a beautiful moon last night, and I thought, you know, that thing might be fixed up there by the federal government, but I'm not sure. It was different. That was for sure.
All right, but let's put these two things together here. We have Richard Mack, the former sheriff of Graham County, Arizona. He made the comment that he has sources inside the federal government warning that the weekend retreat was only a move to distract attention, diffuse tensions, because a raid on the family's ranch is being planned. Couple that with Harry Reid's comments that this is not over. You've got to believe that something is brewing here, no?
Well, I got something to say to Harry. You know, Harry, Nevada citizens, we the people elected you to go back to the United States Senate and take care of the United States business, which might be something like defend us from foreign nations. Harry, get back there and take care of that work and leave us alone here in Nevada. If you have no business here in Clark County, Nevada.
Yeah. Well, if he's saying it's not over, and then you have a sheriff saying he has sources inside the government, what would happen? God forbid. I mean, we saw the raid, for example, back with Elliot and Gonzalez. I'm not sure if you remember that raid. What would happen if they came in the early morning hours one day to your ranch?
Well, first I got to say, Harry, get your army out of Nevada. Get your army away from my ranch and off Clark County public land, and keep it out. And if they come, we'll deal with them tonight. If that's what we got to do, we'll just deal with you. Just when you got guts enough to do it, come on.
Well, he also said, Richard Mack, I don't think it would be possible to launch a raid without violence. If they came to arrest you, would you surrender?
I went to the proper authorities.
Meaning?
I don't believe, there would have to be Clark County Sheriff. If he come to arrest me, I would definitely let him arrest me.
All right, let me go.
He's the only man in...
Go ahead.
He's the only man with arresting power in Clark County, Nevada.
All right. There was the Hill newspaper today. They also said that the Bureau of Land Management, that they are trying to do this administratively. And they put out a statement, the director, Neil Cornsey, who used to work for Harry Reid, and they said in a statement following all of this that after the decision that their plan now is to use the courts with the hope of bankrupting you. Quote, they're going to press charges against you in federal court. They'll try to basically bleed your ability to defend yourself and beat you up on technical grounds. That's a direct quote from the Hill today. What is your response to that?
Well, that's not new. That's what they've been doing for the last 20 years. In the last 2 years, they've had about 7 United States attorneys working on me every day. And I'll guarantee you, just come on, we'll take you on. I've got 4 certified letters we picked out of the mail this morning. Yeah. I haven't opened them, but I'm assuming they got some type of lawsuit in them.
Amon, your thoughts on all of this, hearing Harry Reid's comments, hearing the sheriff's comments, hearing the comments now in the Hill newspaper. What is your reaction to all this? Because it seems to me that nobody's letting this go, that they may have just wanted to diffuse what was going on this weekend.
I'd say if I had a reaction, it's certainly not one of fear, which is one that they want us to have. I believe that we were backed by the people of this country, and that we the people is where the strength is. And it seems like Harry Reid has forgot that. And so we're not afraid at all. We're ranching. Sean, if you look, I know you can't really look, but you look behind us out in that river, there's kids out there playing. And a week ago, they would have been arrested for that. And we're enjoying this land again. We no longer have to worry about being pounced upon and our faces shoved in the ground and taken to jail, because the people stood up. The people did what was right, and they got their freedoms back, at least here.
Amon, in my mind, there's no doubt the fact that so many people showed up to support you, and I would even argue a little bit that the media coverage that myself and some other people have given to this case played a part in this, because none of it made sense. Bailey, let me bring you in here. I'm having a hard time wrapping my arms around the fact that your family's been there since the 1800s, and they're trying to claim that you owe $1 million. How much grass can cattle eat for $1 million worth of food?
I just want to correct you real quick. I'm
Stetsy, I'm sorry. Yeah.
And, well, I guess cows can eat a lot of grass, but I don't know if they can eat $1 million worth.
Yeah. Cliven, I mean, is this also court fines and back fees and penalties and so on?
Well, it could be. I haven't received a bill from BLM for over 20 years.
Yeah. What are the letters you said you received today that you didn't open? Do you know who they're from?
Yes, I know. They got United States Government, Bureau of Land Management, Las Vegas, Nevada. I think all 4 of them was addressed that way.
And do you have any plans on opening them?
Well, yeah, I'll probably turn them over to somebody that can see what's in them.
Yeah.
But I haven't worried about them this morning. They're not the top thing on my agenda, that's for sure.
I understand, and frankly, I thought there was a lack of proportionality here by the government and snipers and surrounding your ranch and taking your cattle. None of it made any sense, and I think there's got to be a more peaceful way. Amon, as you hear the sheriff speaking, Harry Reid speaking, and you hear all this, what are your plans? I would assume, as Cliven's son, you want to protect your dad. What are your plans if, in fact, they come late in the night?
Well, they're going to do what they want to do if that's their plan. But again, if they took him or whatever else they did, I mean, even if they killed him, the people will answer to that. And what I mean by that, they will answer that. They will be the ones to make it right. They will be the ones to stand up.
Do you think
millions of people know what's going on?
Do you worry that, in fact, they may kill either your dad or somebody in your family?
Well, you know, this battle's been going on for my whole life almost, and if death were our main fear, we wouldn't be here today. Freedom is much greater than death, and
I mean, I can't imagine.
People have to understand that.
I can't imagine that they would ratchet this up to that level over land that you're arguing they don't even own, that they don't even want to use. It's not like they want to build a school, a road, or a hospital. That land's going to stay vacant whether or not your cattle are on it or not, right?
Yeah, and time will tell, but we know the facts now, and we could speculate of what's going on. But the fact is, the federal government have overstepped their bounds and taken private property, period.
All right. One thing, we're not going to give up following the story. And if they plan any type of late night raid and people keep, there are a number of people obviously that are talking that those kind of discussions have taken place. If anything comes to us, we're going to continue to follow the story. Our audience is very interested in it. Guys, thank you all for being with us. And Stetsy, thank you. And Cliven, appreciate you being with us.